Here we go. Act 1, Scene 1, an open place. Thunder and lightning. Enter 3 witches. When shall we 3 meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain? When the hurly-burly's done, when the battle's lost and won. That will be ere the set of sun. Where the place? Upon the heath, there to meet with Macbeth. Aye, come, grey malkin. Paddock calls. Anon. Fair is foul, and foul is fair. Hover through the fog and filthy air. They exit. Scene 2. A camp near Forres. Alarum within. Enter King Duncan, Malcolm, Donalbain, Lennox with attendant, meeting a bleeding captain. Red says, I've read Macbeth and seen the movie, so I'm pretty familiar. Nice. Welcome, you knows! Yo, to you too! I'm reading Macbeth! Alright, so here's King Duncan's voice I'm gonna do. It's gonna be like an older guy. Like that. So, what bloody man is that? He can report, as seemeth by his plight of the revolt, the new estate. Here's Malcolm. This is the sergeant who, like a good and hardy soldier, fought against my captivity. Hail, brave friend! Say to the king the knowledge of the broil as thou didst leave it. Here's the soldier, the bleeding captain. Oh, hello, Eliza! Hello to you too! Just reading Shakespeare. Macbeth. Here's the soldier who's bleeding. Doubtful it stood, as 2 spent swimmers that do cling together and choke their art. The merciless Macdonald, worthy to be a rebel, for to that the multiplying villainies of nature do swarm upon him. From the western isles of kerns and gallow-glasses is supplied, and fortune on his damned quarrel smiling, showed like a rebel's whore. But all's too weak for brave Macbeth. Well he deserves that name, disdaining fortune with brandished steel, which smote with bloody execution, like valor's minion, carved out his passage, till he faced the slave. Which ne'er shook hands, nor bade farewell to him, till he unseamed him from the nave to the chops, and fixed his head upon our battlements. O valiant cousin, worthy gentleman! As whence the sun gins his reflection, shipwracking storms and direful thunder break, so from that spring, whence comfort seemed to come, discomfort swells. Mark, King of Scotland, mark! No sooner justice had, with valor armed, compelled these skipping kerns to trust their heels, but the Norwegian lord, surveying vantage with furbished arms and new supplies of men, began a fresh assault. Dismayed not this our captains, Macbeth and Banquo? Yes, as sparrows eagles, or the hare the lion. If I say, sooth, I must report they were as cannons, overcharged with double cracks. So they doubly redoubled strokes upon the foe, except they meant to bathe in reeking wounds, or memorize another Golgotha. I cannot tell, but I am faint. My gashes cry for help. So well thy words become thee as thy wounds. They smack of honor both. Go, get him surgeons. Exit the captain, and he's attended. Enter Ross and Angus. Who comes here? This is Malcolm. The worthy Thane of Ross. Here's Lennox. What a haste looks through his eyes, so should he look that seems to speak these things strange. Here's Ross. God save the king. Whence camest thou, worthy Thane? From Fife, great king, where the Norwegian banners flout the sky and fan our people cold. Norway himself, with terrible numbers, assisted by that most disloyal traitor, the Thane of Cawdor, began a dismal conflict, till that Bellona's bridge-groom, lapped in proof, confronted him with self-comparisons, point against point, rebellious arm against arm, curbing his lavish spirit. And, to conclude, the victory fell on us. great happiness. That now, Sweno, the Norway's king, craves composition, nor would we deign him burial of his men, till he dispersed at St. Colm's Inch $10,000 to our general use. No more that Thane of Cawdor shall deceive our bosom interest. Go, pronounce his present death, and with his former title greet Macbeth. I'll see it done. What he hath lost, noble Macbeth hath won. Exit, everyone. Bosom, welcome, cockaboo boy. Just reading Macbeth. Scene 3, a heath. Thunder. Enter the three witches. Where hast thou been, sister? Killing swine? Sister, where thou? A sailor's wife had chestnuts in her lap, and mounched. Give me, quoth I. Aroint thee, witch, the rump-fed Runyon cries. Her husband's to Aleppo gone, master of the Tiger. But in a sieve I'll thither sail, and like a rat without a tail, I'll do. I'll give thee a wind. Thou art kind, and I another. I myself have all the other, and the very ports they blow, all the quarters that they know. In the shipman's card I will drain him dry as hay. Sleep shall neither night nor day. Hang upon his penthouse lid, he shall live a man forbid. Weary 7 nights, 9 times 9, shall he dwindle, peak, and pine. Though his bark cannot be lost, yet it shall be tempest-tossed. Look, what I have. Show me. Here, I have a pilot's thumb, racked as homeward he did come. Drum within. A drum, Macbeth doth come. The weird sisters, hand in hand, posters of the sea and land, thus do go about. Thrice to thine, and thrice to mine, and thrice again to make up 9. Peace! The charm's wound up. Enter Macbeth and Banquo. Here's, Macbeth. Macbeth, I think I'm just going to use my regular voice. Anyway, enter Macbeth and Banquo. And Banquo, I'll give like a stern voice like that. Banquo like that. And Macbeth is like this. So here's Macbeth. So foul and fair a day I have not seen. How far it's called to forest? What are these? So withered and so wild in their attire, that look not like the inhabitants of the earth, and yet are on't? Live you? Are you aught that man may question? You seem to understand me. By each at once, her choppy finger laying upon her skinny lips, you should be woman, and yet your beards forbid me to interpret that you are so. Speak, if you can. What are you? All hail, Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Glamis! All hail, Macbeth! Hail to thee, Thane of Cawdor! All hail, Macbeth! Thou that shalt be king hereafter. Good sir, why do you start and seem to fear things that do sound so fair? In the name of truth, are ye fantastical, or that indeed which outworthy ye show? My noble partner you greet with present grace and great prediction, of noble having and of royal hope, that he seems rapt withal. to me you speak not. If you can look into the seeds of time and say which grain will grow and which will not, speak then to me, who neither beg nor fear your favors, nor your hate.
Hail! 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 Lesser than Macbeth and greater, not so happy, yet much happier. Thou shalt get kings, though thou shalt be none. So all hail Macbeth and Banquo. Banquo and Macbeth, all hail.
Stay, you imperfect speakers, tell me more. By Sindel's death I know I am Thane of Glamis. But how of Cawdor? The Thane of Cawdor lives, a prosperous gentleman, and to be king stands not within the prospect of belief. No more than to be Cawdor. Say from whence you owe this strange intelligence, or why, upon this blasted heath, you stop our way with such prophetic greeting. Speak. I charge you. The witches vanish. The earth hath bubbles, as the water has, and these are them. Whither are they vanished? Into the air, and what seemed corporal melted as breath into the wind. Would they had stayed. Were such things here as we do speak about? Or have we eaten on the insane root that takes the reason prisoner? Your children shall be kings. You shall be king. And Thane of Cawdor too. Went it not so? To the selfsame tune and words. Who's here? Enter Ross and Angus. Ross. The king hath happily received Macbeth, the news of thy success, and when he reads thy personal venture into the rebels' fight, his wonders and his praises do contend which should be thine or his. Silenced with that, in viewing o'er the rest o'er the selfsame day, he finds thee in the stout Norwegian ranks. Nothing afeard of what thyself didst make, strange images of death. As thick as tale came post with post, and everyone did bear thy praises in his kingdom's great defense, and poured them down before him. Here's Angus. We are sent to give thee from our royal master thanks, only to herald thee into his sight, not pay thee. And, for an earnest of a greater honor, he bade me from him call thee Thane of Cawdor. In which addition, hail most worthy Thane, more, for it is thine. What? Can the devil speak true? The Thane of Cawdor lives. Why do you dress me in borrowed robes? Who was the Thane lives yet, but under heavy judgment bears that life which he deserves to lose. Whether he was combined with those of Norway, or did line the rebel with hidden help and vantage, or that with both he labored in his country's wrack, I know not, but treason's capital, confessed and proved, have overthrown him. Macbeth says this aside. Glamis and Thane of Cawdor. The greatest is behind. Thanks for your pains. He says, now Macbeth says this to Banquo. Do you not hope your children shall be kings, when those that gave the Thane of Cawdor to me promised no less to them? That trusted home might yet enkindle you unto the crown. Besides the Thane of Cawdor. But 'tis strange, and oftentimes to win us to our harm, the instruments of darkness tell us truths. Win us with honest trifles to betrays in deepest consequence. Cousin, a word, I pray you. Two truths are told as happy prologues to the swelling act of the imperial theme. I thank you, gentlemen. This supernatural soliciting cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, why hath it given me earnest of success, commencing in a truth? I am Thane of Cawdor. If good, why do I yield to that suggestion whose horrid image doth unfix my hair,
and make my seated heart knock at my ribs. Against the use of nature? Present fears are less than horrible imaginings. My thought, whose murder yet is but fantastical, shakes so my single state of man that function is smothered in surmise. And nothing is but what is not.
Look how our partners rapt.
Macbeth is still saying all this aside. If chance will have me king, why chance may crown me without my stir.
New honors come upon him, like our strange garments. Cleave not to their mold, but with the aid of use.
Come what may, time and the hours run through the roughest day.
Worthy Macbeth, we stay upon your leisure.
Give me your favor. My dull brain was wrought with things forgotten. Kind gentlemen, your pains are registered where every day I turn the leaf to read them. Let us toward the king. Think upon what hath chanced, and at more time, the interim having weighed it, let us speak our free hearts to each other.
Very gladly.
Till then, enough. Come, friends. They all exit. Let's see. There we go. That's a good kickoff to Macbeth right now. We'll stop right there.